Oh.
PhD
Yeah, what a sad day. What a sad day. Are you good, my brother?
said, because Chiefs couldn't make the top eight.
No, to be honest, I'm not even thinking about Chiefs. I'm thinking about in terms of the CAF Champions League. Because remember, I think this is the first CAF Champions League finals ever played in South Africa, ever since CAF started. So we needed to start. I know that Pirates has played the CAF
I was
Champions League
going to
away.
say, I think no, I
Yeah.
think there was a two-legged final, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember we drew here and then we went that side. It was 2-2 or something, or
Yeah.
they scored 1-1 here
Yeah.
at Orlando.
Yeah.
I remember when it was the Philip Orlando.
Yeah, no. I think you may be right in terms of Orlando Pirates, but I don't think Kaizer Chiefs once played here.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
maybe it was COVID or something.
Yes, but I
Yeah.
remember that one. Was it two-legged as well?
I think it was one.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, but I don't remember Kaizer Chiefs
maybe
playing
let's
here.
focus on the game
Yeah.
because hey, the stats di tla o shapa, Papa. The stats will confuse you.
Yeah, it will. But anyway, what a sad ending in terms of the CAF Champions League. Sundowns. First half, first 10, 15 minutes they started well, but going forward, first half it was not their first half. They did not play so well as one could have, anticipated. I mean, a team that is playing home, the champions of PSL, you would have expected at least for them to go at Pyramids, but Pyramids looked like.
But remember, I told you that this Pyramids
Mm.
is not afraid to attack away from home, from their home.
Yes.
You remember even at Orlando when you said, Pirates must attack them. I said, Papa, these people, the moment you go for them, they will hit you. They know the importance of an away goal. Hence, they went under the attack.
Yes, no, you are right there. But what I'm trying to say is better score them here because it's going to be difficult there in Cairo. It's going to be even more tougher. If you think in Loftus it was tough,
So for you, 1-1 is better than 0-0.
1-1. We are talking about an away goal advantage here.
Exactly.
So
When
it
you say
can't
it's
be
better.
No, I'm saying it's better to score Pyramid away from home, not vice versa.
Hey, Obona, when I got the
Yeah,
phone, Johnny,
I
somebody's trying to tell you they're watching you. I
Yeah.
told you to switch off your phone.
The
You
phone
like
is
this
off.
fame, ne?
It's just vibration. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
then why don't you ignore it?
Yeah, as you know, it's not easy, man. But what I can say, it's Mamelodi Sundowns coach started with a very tactically wrong approach with Matthews. Matthews, I did say even during the week that is a player.
What? You call Matthews the wrong tactic?
Yes, wrong tactic as a
Hey
player.
man, how do we watch football? You know, now I felt Matthews was doing something before he was taken off. So you saw something wrong with him.
No, he did not do anything wrong per se as a Matthews, but the tactics of putting Matthews was wrong
Okay.
because now you are not solid in terms of the middle of the park, and you are making that guy Tayura and his co-workers, I mean his co-players, to really dictate the whole midfield. That's why the coach Cardoso saw it fit that let me take Matthews out. Not to say that Matthews has done anything wrong or anything, but let me put a Jaden Adams. I mean, Jaden Adams gives when he's with Alende and Teboho Mokoena, he makes them to shine. If you can check, when Matthews was around, Teboho Mokoena looked like an ordinary player. He was defeated many times. You could see Teboho Mokoena drifting back. You know, when the ball is won in the middle of the park, he could not win the battle in the middle of the park because now he's playing with a Matthews. Matthews is more with running on with the ball, and then he then exposes the middle of the park, and you are left alone as a Teboho Mokoena. Not only are you left alone at the middle of the park, but that guy as a number 11, as he goes back to his left wing, he then stresses a Grand Kekana. And then as a Teboho Mokoena, who happens to be a defensive midfielder, it means you have to drift back again and play so deep like a defender. So that's why the coach Cardoso saw it fit that let me remove this guy so that at least I put a Jordan Adams. Jordan Adams, he's that kind of a player that has the ability when he's got the ball, and even when he doesn't have the ball, to also defend and mark spaces.
You know, I've got too many questions.
Mm.
You know me, I just watch football.
Yeah.
I'm just a random football person, football fan. But, you know, I like asking these questions.
Yeah.
Do you think Jaden is ready for such games? One, that's question one.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Do you think if you were to remove Mutau from this match, you remove Mutau, would you say Sundowns really played well?
If you remove Mutau, Sundowns was going to lose 3-1.
Okay, another question is, do you think Sundowns defense is as solid as you would want it to be?
Not as I would like it to be, but I think they were exposed by the middle field.
Do you think Cardoso is the right person for this final?
I think he's the right person if he correct his mistakes, because today his tactical approach really killed him, especially like what I'm trying to say about Matthews. Because when you've got the Matthews and you've got, who's this guy who plays with the Brazilians also, who plays with his left foot, not Ribeiro, Sales.
Just say Arthur Sales. Just say Arthur. That guy is quality. I don't care.
No, most others are plumbers. I don't know why these others are kings of quiet.
Hey, Sales nearly scored, by the way, and for me that was the smart thinking.
Yeah.
Because all of us are saying he could have given it to Matthews when he was running.
Yes.
But imagine had that ball went straight to the goalkeeper and the goalkeeper put it away and then Matthews scores. What were you going to say?
No, Arthur Sales, I think he had a great game. Beside, I think he's a player for such big games. Remember, like I always say, when you've got quality players need to shine at big games. Like, for example, you check your Ribeiro. Ribeiro, for me, did not have the best of first half. I think he was a bit scared. I think he didn't play your Brazilian way.
And he scored. You said he has never scored.
This is what I've been saying, that, okay, he has scored at the preliminary stages. We are talking about arguably, if not, the best football of the season in terms of PSL. If you are that player, please go and score in big games like these ones. These are games that are designed for you. Don't be scared to make mistakes. Like when he started to score that goal, before scoring, he received the ball inside the box. He dribbled past players, Ushapadi Vala, Opasanet. Unfortunately, the keeper pass again, another Sundowns player, and then that was a deflection. But you talk about the composure, to compose himself and to pick a spot. It looks like an easy goal, that goal, when you look at it, but from
The skill
to just pass the ball where even the defender could not reach it, and also the goalkeeper, because remember, there was too much traffic in terms of the goal post. But for you to pick a spot, and not only, remember, football also, it's played in the brains even before, up beyond the foot. Yes, you can have the accuracy and ability to shoot, but are you going to pick a spot? Are you going to give a curler or shot? But he decided, let me just pass the net. And it was very difficult for the goalkeeper for both the goalkeeper and the defender to can defend that ball. And what a goal to score.
You predicted 3-0.
Yes.
Now you are trying to find excuses. You are blaming the coach. What do you think he could have done in order to achieve the 3-0? I warned you. I said, yes, Sundowns is going to win this final, but it's not going to be easy, because I watched Pyramids most matches. And I even told you, even when Pirates played them 0-0 at Orlando, that you need to always approach carefully when you're playing with Pyramids.
No, I take nothing away, but let me tell you about this particular player, Jaden Adams. Jaden Adams, maybe they were supposed to give him a profile. He has beaten Sundowns in MTN home and away. In MTN, he played MTN finals. This guy is very important for finals. Not only that, he pushed Stellenbosch to be number 2. Just a team that we hardly look into.
So are you saying single-handedly?
Not only that, but he is selected to play for Bafana Bafana. What does it tell you about that player who's selected as a midfielder to play for Bafana Bafana? Not only to play, by the way, to score. He does not only play for Bafana Bafana, he scores at Bafana Bafana. He scores at Mamelodi Sundowns.
So according to you, if Jaden started, the 3-0 would have happened?
Yes, I would really agree with that.
What about Shalulile?
Again, I said Shalulile will score, Reyners would score, Ribeiro would score.
What was supposed to be the first 11 according to you?
The first 11 was, you were supposed to limit too much of creative players in terms of maybe only creative, like your Matthews and whatsoever. Like, you cannot put all these players. Remember, we have to defend at some point. Not really defend, as you could see. Why did Sundowns concede towards the last minute? It's because they can't defend. And the defense does not really solely relies on defenders. And I think this is one thing that we get wrong, especially from a South African's point of view. We think defending is only for defenders. Look at this guy's Pyramids. This is what they did right. Every time they did not allow Sundowns to start play from the back, meaning they defended from the front three. They put three players at the front to not to allow Grant Kekan. You saw how many times
But
they
which
lost
is
the
what
ball.
I warned you about. You remember when I said this guy's strategy is never to allow you to pass the ball freely.
Yes.
And they did that to Pirates. They attack you, Baba, away. They attack you.
Exactly. Unfortunately, I did not anticipate a Cardoso putting Jaden Adams on the bench because Jaden Adams complements.
But why are you running away from the squad? I said, who would you have put there? It's
I said-
okay to blame the
No,
coach.
no. I would put Jaden Adams. He was the greatest difference for me here.
I said 11.
No, with the 11 that was there, I was happy with Musa Lebusa and Grant Kekana, Mudiba. I was very happy because Mudiba gives you the diverse, in terms of attacking and defending. We are talking about Bafana's best left back here. In Kuliso Mudau, best right back. Grant Kekana, the country's right centre back. We're talking about quality. Musa Lebusa, experienced, very. Pela Musa Lebusa, to show that he's a great player. He's putting Sares on the bench, a player that comes from where? In Argentina. It shows the kind of craft that he is. But I think Teboho Mokoena was let down by the coach, honestly. Because good as he is, your players, you need a player that will complement you. When you've got a Jaden Adams, you've got a soldier that you know that even if I'm off position, but I've got someone. Jaden Adams, he's even able to calm the tempo of the game. You need such players in the middle of the park. Not to say, your Matthews, you can take him away or play him on the side like he's a winger.
So for you, you need Jaden for the final. So let's say you are Cardoso now. You are preparing for the final. And you know that Pyramids has got a midweek game. So what do you do?
In the final.
Remember, Pyramids are going to play on the 28th.
Yeah.
And the final is on the 1st.
Yeah.
So just 2 days or 3 days before the final, they are playing a league game, which they were trying to cancel. And unfortunately, they didn't win the case. So what do you do now? You are Sundowns. You are there. You are Cardoso. What do you do?
No, I think I'd just rather concentrate much on my final game, on my game that I would be playing with them, and just analyze from this game. And I think for me, the main challenge that Sundowns would have now is the emotional intelligence to win this game. Because remember, they are scored an away goal, so that I think it's beyond the tactics now. Now the problem is psychologically. Are you strong enough to can talk to these guys to say, this guy scored you here at home? You can go there and score them at home. So here I think it's more of the emotional strength to say, guys, you can go there and score these guys 4 goals or 5 goals. Is the motivation. I think Steve Komphela, and now he's got a role to play.
But does this Sundowns really attack? Let's check how this Sundowns under Cardoso played. They've been defensive most of the matches.
Yeah.
So, and you say to them, go score. Because I feel like he's more of a defensive coach.
Yes, remember now the tables have changed. Remember now they do not have any choice. The aim here is not to go and defend, because much as they are bad in that, but they've got no other option rather to, because remember, for Sundowns to progress or to win the CAF Champions League, they must win. That's the only language they must know
they
now.
can still play 2-2. They can still play 1-1 and then go to penalties. A lot can still happen.
They still want to be scored now. You are scored home, you're still planning to be scored.
Hence, I'm saying you don't have to plan to score many goals. You can go and attack for the first 30 minutes and then score and then defend.
They do not have the ability to defend.
You sound like a man that's giving up hope.
No, I'm not giving up. I'm saying under Cardoso, Sundowns seems like a team that is very solid, that can score. They can score. But I don't think it's their strength to defend. Look at this game now. That they've just showed us now, not so long, to say we can't defend. They are winning. They are leading. But they can't defend. I'm talking about 90 minutes plus. That was the last chance of the game. And prior to that, there were many chances in that 4 minutes that was added that you can see that Sundowns is not good defensively.
And you know what's the most painful thing? My man of the match. If you look at that goal,
Mm.
It came from Mutau's side.
That's very sad because sometimes you can
He's
think
my man of the match.
he is
From the first
definitely
10 minutes.
He's definitely the man of the match. Look at how many balls he has won in the middle of the. I mean, before his first half. But sometimes you get tired. It can't be that you are forever attacked, You are human. You are a human being. You are bound to make a mistake, and you cannot blame him for that. I mean, he's been defending and defending and defending. At the crucial moment of the game, he was not the only one there.
But isn't it how Pirates lost the match? Last minute.
Like I said, now maybe some people's head will open up to understand that Pyramid is difficult to defend against these guys. These guys are good at taking. Remember, these guys have got the greatest record in the Champions League of scoring more goals. So telling yourself that you're going to beat Pyramid through defending, I mean, come
And
on.
Baba, their heads.
It's
Check
like
their goals, ne?
eh,
They're headers, most of them. I don't think you guys are aware of that.
they are
You
very,
were not even aware.
you know, but one thing I know about these guys is they will score. They will score. Remember, again, these guys, on top of that, what they do, Mayele had many chances. Many chances. Sundown.
Away.
Imagine Mayele at home.
But the nice thing about it is, and thanks to the Sundowns fans for being out there in big numbers. I mean, you could see when we were going around the streets, the numbers that we saw, you know, and people were very happy. The mood was right. And I still think, you know, it would have been better if Sundowns won. We would have witnessed what we witnessed in Durban 2 weeks ago. You know, the mood was just proper for the day. So they're going to play against a team that doesn't really have too many supporters.
Yeah.
That might be an advantage.
Remember, even Sundowns in modesty, you can say they don't have supporters. They can just come with a strategy of saying wear whatever t-shirt and then they put 20 rand. Because remember,
Oksala,
the
a
20
person that's in Egypt or whatever, they saw big numbers. There were people
Yes.
singing,
Yes.
you know.
No, that's true. What I'm trying to say is Sundowns had support, and that's an advantage. But don't say that when they go to Egypt is going
It's
to
going to be
easy.
empty, Baba.
It's
It's going to be empty, Baba.
They can put their 20 rand, the very same as Sundowns.
They don't understand that strategy.
Okay,
Not everybody can do that.
if you are very confident on that strategy, remember these guys, the two teams that we're playing here, are well led by very rich human beings in terms of African football.
And I need to apologize to you. I said, come end of the season, Chiefs will be number 5 or 6.
When you talk about Chiefs, like honestly, we're talking about the Champions League here, and then you're drifting back to talking about a team that was really struggling. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs is really proving to us.
Baba,
that
Chiefs,
they are
Chiefs
not-
won. Chiefs won the net bank, Baba.
Did they really win? I'm questioning that these days. Because now,
They won.
you just, I mean, you win a cup against you. They beat Sundowns. These guys, they beat Orlando Pirates in the final. They can't make it to the top 8.
Ish.
No, see, this. No, I think we really need to.
But how did Chiefs play 0-0 at home?
I mean, they've made Polokwane.
Is Nabi still going to be the coach come next season?
Honestly, I wish I could read Bodbim Taung's mind, but
Why is it about Bobby?
no, I'm just saying that I can.
Yeah,
have
but
him in
why
his
just
mind.
single out?
No, I'm just.
Bobby?
He's the big brother, and just to.
Yeah,
I
but
know that
why-
It's a you know, it's a family thing. But I think
These
for
are
me-
big businesses, Baba. Not one person takes all these decisions.
Yeah, I don't want to bring Dr. Kezam down into this stress, man.
Yes. So I asked you a simple question when you started mentioning names. Is Nabi still going to be with Chiefs come the next season?
Yeah,
Okay.
it will be a good thing to put him as a coach, because remember,
So when are you going to get your revenge?
for Chiefs.
Yes,
Well-
because now they are out of top 8. And you said you were going to beat them.
Man, Chiefs, and I don't think they're even worthy of getting a revenge from them. I think Kaizer Chiefs needs to be proud of themselves that they won a cup, the Nedbank Cup. That's a motivation, something that they've never done in the past 10 years. What they need to concentrate on now is to be sober and not put themselves under pressure. To say, let us not push ourselves under pressure. Stop this thing of over-signing players. Kaizer Chiefs has been signing players week in and week out. They've got good qualities players. But now, I think they need to add more even from their development, because clearly it doesn't help. I hear they want a Mayele. He's a good striker. If they can get him, sign one or two players.
Lelepo is also a good player. He's equally good as Mayele as well.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying, that Kaizer Chiefs needs to find South African players who will own the middle of the park, who will understand what it means to play for Kaizer Chiefs. Because somehow I think these guys don't understand what it means to play for Kaizer Chiefs and not really be in top 8. I mean, this is embarrassing, honestly.
Did you see Marquez? I think they differ 2 points at least Kaizer Chiefs. And all of you were saying Marquez is not good enough.
But imagine now we are comparing Marquez and what happened to Chiefs, Mar? Like, serious. Like, can we talk about Kaizer Chiefs? What happened to Chiefs? Like, Chiefs are
They won the cup.
Man, they are becoming a pandemic, man. These guys are becoming a pandemic. Have you ever been stressed by your rivals? These guys are my rivals. Like, it's like, I should be happy, but I feel for them.
Man, I was just worried about you because I was thinking this guy, I made a bold prediction. In fact, I actually lost 10,000 rand. I took a bet with somebody. I said, Chiefs is going to make it.
No, honestly, I think they are making it, their standard not to be in the top 8, because last season they were not in the top 8. So it's not a fluke. Maybe we are surprised they are not. We might be surprised they're like, oh, we are still there. No, like serious. Sometimes, have you ever realized that sometimes we stress about something, can't the actual person does not have a stress?
No, but that's impossible. You're just being mean now.
Okay. Let me give you a practical example. We can go out here and find someone who's a street kid. Do you know that the same person can go back there? You might find they are happy there. Maybe they are happy as number 8. I can see you.
This guy.
Okay. No, they are not happy. That I know.
You're out of order.
But you know what?
And you always talk about Coco Melons. I saw another Coco Melon of yours scoring today.
Orlando Pirates has made it a culture, something that I also require from Kaizer Chiefs. Has made it a culture that when the Coco Melons plays for the DDC, even those that are playing for the DDC at Orlando Pirates, they know for sure that we need to work hard so that we can go to the senior team. And Orlando Pirates are doing that almost at every game. The last game that they were playing in Orlando, they introduced another Coco Melon. Now, Selepe, who's hardly has 5 games, he scored a goal. Mohaun Kota, last game, he scored a goal. He's a Coco Melon. Semi-finals, CAF Champions League, he scored a goal. His first game of the CAF Champions League, he scores 2 goals. Relebohile Mofokeng, a Coco Melon, scores 2 goals. Arguably the best player in PSL now. And this player, Relebohile Mofokeng.
Oh, I thought you said Nkota.
Nkota, if not the best young player of the season. I mean, it goes without saying. If a player goes and scores goals away from home in CAF Champions League.
Let me ask you a question. How old is Nkota?
I think it's around 20.
How old is Jaden?
Jaden is maybe 21 or 22, somewhere there.
How old is Mofokeng?
21.
Okay, so they're more or less the same age group.
Same age.
Okay.
No, but remember, we cannot allow Relebohile Mofokeng to be young every day. Last season, he was the youngest player, best young player of the season. And we cannot give him best young player of the season every season. Now he is proving.
What's the limit here, young?
It's when you've overstayed your youngness.
So it's a mega age.
It's a mega age. Football age. I always say that Relebohile Mofokeng. Last season I said he was 30 years of age because of his football understanding and his football brains. It makes him 30 years in terms of football. But now he cannot be a young player. I think people that are advocating that he becomes the young player are people that knows that when he competes with Ribeiro, he can really challenge him.
But you yourself said Ribeiro is footballer of the season.
Arguably.
Yes, so then why? So you're basically saying Mofokeng mustn't get anything.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
because if you're giving it to Ribeiro and you're saying Mofokeng mustn't get this, you're basically saying he doesn't deserve anything.
No, I'm not giving it to you, Ribeiro. I'm saying I'm nominating.
You already did when we started the show.
No, I said arguably. I'm saying he is a nominee.
Can they arguably,
We
Chori?
can argue about it.
I know this arguably doesn't mean that. Hey, this PhD,
But in all sense, I can say the battle is left on the psychological point of view in terms of Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns can go there and win the game away from home if they believe in it. But if they put so much stress and thinking too much that what could have we done right and done wrong, I mean they need to move on from this loss. It was just unfortunate that it happened towards the end, if not the end of the game.
But did you see that beautiful trophy, Baba? We need that trophy here in South Africa.
Hey, that one is a
Did you see that trophy, Baba?
That one is a top trophy. You can tell that.
Don't you think it might have psychologically messed them up? Because when I looked at the trophy, I suddenly somehow became jealous. I said this was supposed to be two South African teams competing.
Yeah, if it messed them up, for me, it should have been a motivation. They just saw a beautiful trophy during the week. I mean, a beautiful trophy that was introduced by Makamu. I mean, what a beautiful work of art. I think that should have.
We're talking about the new one for AFCON.
That's what I'm saying.
That's Kutla or Makamo.
Yes.
Makamo did the
yes.
Betway one
to motivate them into anticipating a beautiful one that is coming from KEF. That's what I'm saying. That at least now they were introduced, so they're not a team that can be scared of beautiful trophies. In fact, they should find motivation to say we've won a beautiful trophy from Makam. We can definitely get another. I mean, from the KEF Champions League. I mean, Bafethu Sundowns have to be told over and over that they would break a record. I don't have to Google this since I'm the only person who qualifies to do this. If Sundowns wins the CAF Champions League, they will be the first team in the world to win a continental trophy led by the father and the team that is led by the son. In Trophy Motsepe.
That's a record.
Yes, they must go and understand that now we are doing it for our former chairman and our current chairman. That would break records. That would open up News Daily to say we're talking about Patrice Motsepe. He has given 40% increase in terms of the CAF Champions League to make sure that every team that wants to compete goes there and compete on merit. He has given it there, and the son now says that I'll be the first person to come and go and catch that trophy. And now he's just not so our for him to go and say, guys, let's prove to this old man that is too old for me. Let me go and take this trophy to show that I qualify. And they can do this for Trophy Motsepe to say, Chairman, we come too far from where we started from. Let's go and win this. Not only are we going to win this for Sundowns, but for South Africa, yes, but we understand that what difference this thing would make. Much as we may say, okay, whatsoever, but we know the importance of the CAF Champions League. And I think if Sundowns players, technical team and supporters really loves Mamelodi Sundowns, they should go and do this for Trophy Motsepe.
Are we proud of Motsepe's achievements since he became president of CAF?
I think Motsepe he's not been doing this for himself. He has done it for us. South Africa, Southern Hemisphere, Africa on itself. I think the CAF in terms of continental football has really reached another level. Like I was just saying now, that 40% increase in terms of the amount. I mean, what motivates a human being than money? Pirates has pushed, Sundowns has pushed. I mean, this is motivation, and they are motivated. And the standard, we've got VAR. We didn't see this back in the days. We used to think the African Cup champions are won by teams that are physically strong, but now we can see that everything is here and it's on a class of its own, world standard.
Forthcoming presidential elections, you wake up one day, you see his name there
as the president of South Africa,
and then what would you do
as the president of South Africa?
Yebo.
I think he would have lowered his standard.
Are you saying our country is too weak?
No. I think he would have lowered his standard, because obviously if tomorrow we say who can we vote here in South Africa to be the president, everyone will vote for Motsepe.
Okay. Oh, so you meant that it's an obvious thing.
Yeah, that one is an obvious thing. I mean, everyone can vow for him to be the president of South Africa. I think it's too big for South Africa. If he was to be the president of Africa, I would understand. Not to say that it wouldn't be good for him to be a South African president, but it would deprive us of many opportunities. I think now, with the position he has, he's playing a crucial role even in the football space. Being a president, he can just fund me to be the president, and he be the president somewhere in Africa. Maybe.
So whenever president your
I
country
qualify. The only
of this country.
Yes, the difference between me and him is the resources at hand.
Imagine us having PhD as a president.
It can be nice. You must vote for me. I'll put you somewhere there.
I'm not too sure about that. So we're looking forward to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you want to go there or we must just focus on the upcoming CAF final, or you want to predict both at the same time.
The CAF Champions League finals. I think Mamelodi Sundowns will go and win. Are you talking about the predictions or?
Yeah, for both the Champions League. Remember, it's Inter Milan
the European,
and then even the ours.
Yes, I think Inter Milan will definitely win it. They know how to win the CAF Champions. I mean, the European Champions League. Italians on their own, they know how to use mature players, old players that, according to us, we think in football it doesn't take experience. They've mastered that even when they won the World Cup. I'm talking about Italy on its own. They've proven it with AC Milan. Remember, as a team, you're not just working as a team, Inter Milan or AC Milan, but collectively as Europeans, Inter Milan, Italian teams have proven to us that they believe in experience. And based on experience, they've proven in the first leg that they definitely win the European Champions League. I'd vote for them. They will win it.
Would you agree with me when I say the contest for Ballon d'Or is left for 4 players now? Mbappe, Yamal, still there. The PSG player.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dembele,
yeah.
And then Rafinha.
Yeah.
Would you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree. And one thing I like about
what if you'll conclude what you're saying? What if Martinez rises because of Inter Milan win?
I wouldn't blame it. Remember, the final has a serious role to play. Like Ribeiro, what he has just done now. Ribeiro can go and score 2 goals away from home and become the Continental's best player. I mean, the final has a big role to play. So even with these players that are left to play, I mean, in the European Champions League final, they've got a bigger chance if they perform well in terms of the finals. They can still change things, because even with the 4, I mean, Rafinha, Yolama, they have an advantage. Dembele, you talk about experience there. Dembele cannot be a young player for many years. Now he has really risen up. He has played with Messi. He has played with all the top players. He has played for Real Madrid, arguably the best team in the world. For him now, it's just to show experience and maturity. Even to be nominated, it's still an achievement.
No, I just wanted people out there to notice that he also understands international football. It's not a PhD fake, you know.
No. We understand this thing. It's just that sometimes when you're concentrating on winter, it does not mean that you don't understand summer.
That's a PhD. Danko. Yeah. Thank you.